The future of Happy Valley is secured as the Goldilocks mission comes to an end in For All Mankind Season 4 finale. While it ends on a more hopeful note than the devastating Season 3 finale, For All Mankind Season 4 doesn't pull its punches when it comes to drama. From the fight between Samantha Massey, Tyner Rushing, and Palmer James, MYK Watford, in the vacuum of space to the violent riot that almost claims the life of Danielle Poole, Chris Marshall, For All Mankind Season 4 finale is a roller coaster. Although Ed Baldwin, Joel Kinnaman, and Dev Aissa, Eddie Gathegi, are successful in their plan to secure the future of Happy Valley, it's a hard-fought victory. Meanwhile, the shocking murder of Sergei Nikolov, Pyotr Adamczyk, in For All Mankind Season 4, Episode 9 forces Margot Madison, Ren Schmidt, to defy her KGB handler, risking her freedom in the process. For All Mankind Season 4 finale, Perestroika, is a thrilling conclusion to the story of the Goldilocks asteroid that reconciles many of the feuding characters. Ed and Danny are reconciled after she's almost killed, while Miles Dale, Toby Kebbell, reconciles with his mentor, Ilya Breshov, Dmitry D. Marinov. With such a harmonious conclusion for many, For All Mankind Season 4 finale teases a thriving future for the Mars program in Season 5. Why Margot wanted to ruin the Goldilocks mission. Ren Schmidt as Margot Madison in For All Mankind. Having discovered that Irina had ordered Sergei's death, Margot resolves to honor her friend's legacy, no matter the cost. Previously, in For All Mankind Season 4, Episode 9, Brazil, Sergei had echoed Ed and Dev's belief that mining the Goldilocks asteroid in Earth's orbit would end the investment in the Mars program. Margot agrees with Sergei, and knowing that Irina could easily have her killed once she stopped being useful, she decides to take a stand by sabotaging the Goldilocks mission. With the Goldilocks asteroid in orbit around Mars, NASA, Roscosmos and the other M7 nations would have no choice but to continue funding Happy Valley so that they could access the hugely valuable iridium. Margot's decision comes at a vital moment in For All Mankind Season 4's asteroid heist. With Ed and Dev's Ghost Ops Center exposed in Sublevel 4, the team had to relocate to the North Korean sector of Happy Valley to continue the heist. Using North Korean communications to reach Massey, Ed, and Dev instructed her on how to gain control of Ranger 2 systems to trigger the Mars orbit capture burn. When NASA realized what Massey was trying to achieve, they wrote a code that would effectively lock Massey, Ed, and Dev out, allowing Ranger 2 to trigger the burn that would send them, and Goldilocks, en route to Earth. To counteract this and secure the future of Happy Valley, Margot wrote alternative code that would supersede NASA's shutdown command. Knowing that Margot would be unable to plant the code herself, Aleida Rosales, Coral Pena, did it for her. It was a brave final stand, especially as they both knew exactly what Irina and the KGB were capable of. Finally, Margot took the blame for the code, saving Aleida from legal reprisals, and sacrificing her diplomatic immunity. As Margot was taken away from Molly Cobb Space Center in cuffs, Aleida hugged her former mentor, their relationship fully healed after Margot's perceived betrayal in For All Mankind Season 3. How Margot's arrest impacts Irina and Roscosmos. Irina Morozova, Svetlana Efremova, returns to Roscosmos from Houston, to find KGB men in her office, looking through her files and asking her to take a seat. As the door shuts ominously behind her, it's clear that Irina's time as director of Roscosmos is at an end. Earlier in For All Mankind Season 4, Kirill Semenov was disappeared by the KGB for his failure during the ill-fated Ranger 1 mission. It's now highly likely that a similar punishment awaits Irina Morozova for her role in the failure of the Goldilocks capture mission. What Miles' riot means for the future of NASA. A battered and bloody Miles surrounded by his fellow workers. After being brutally tortured by both US and Russian intelligence, Toby Kebbell's Miles Dale snapped and took violent action to prevent the hostile breaching of the North Korean sector. It quickly descended into a riot, with the tensions between the Helios workers and the astronauts coming to a violent head. The fact that the riot very nearly claimed the life of Danny ensured that it made the news back on Earth. In the closing moments of For All Mankind Season 4 finale, NASA Director Eli Hobson, Daniel Stern, looks despairingly at a newspaper story about how his organization backed the brutal treatment of detainees like Miles in Happy Valley. Given that Eli's term as NASA Director in For All Mankind Season 4 led to a strike, a brutal riot, and the shooting of Danielle Poole, it seems unlikely that Hobson will remain in post for much longer. Now that Ed, Dev, and Margot have secured the future of space exploration, NASA may turn away from capitalists like Stern in favor of a new director who has their eyes on the organization's original mission. Somebody like Will Tyler, Robert Bailey Jr., would be an ideal candidate for NASA director in For All Mankind Season 5.